When I heard about this next story, I wanted to prevent this from ever happening again. We do want to warn you, some of the images you're going to see are a bit graphic. Take a look.
This whole thing started 3 years ago before I started high school. I wanted to get my hair colored. I never thought it was something that would change my life forever.
It was very exciting that she was going to update her look. I thought it would be a nice change, something we were both looking forward to.
First, the stylist put some chemicals in my hair, wrapped it in foils, and then walked me back and put me into the dryer. At first, I felt fine, and then all of a sudden, I felt a really strong pain on the side of my head. I felt like my head was burning. I started to panic.
Lexi called me. She sounded frantic. My heart sunk. I knew there was something wrong, so I immediately got in my car and drove down to the salon.
I was in excruciating pain. I was screaming, crying. Everyone in the salon was looking at me. They didn't know what was going on. At one point, the pain was so bad I could hardly breathe.
Here with us now is Alexa, along with dermatologist Dr. Elizabeth Tansey. This is unbelievable. What happened after that? What happened when you left the salon?
We tried to go home, and the pain was so bad, I went to the emergency room, and they told me I had second-degree burns. And when we went back to the emergency room, they told me I had third-degree burns.
Third-degree burns. That's incredible. Did the people at the salon help you?
At first, they acted like it was no big deal, and then my hairstylist came out after about 2 minutes and washed it out and told me that I could just put ice and aloe on it and it would be okay.
Did they charge you for this treatment? You know,
No, they
ice
did it
and
for free,
aloe?
but-
That's what they told you on third-degree burns?
Yeah.
Doctor, I mean, how common is this?
Well, thankfully, this type of third-degree chemical burn from chemical processing, hair processing, is rare. But we're dealing with dangerous chemicals, so if they're mixed incorrectly or they're applied inappropriately, they could cause scarring.
Or left on for too long.
Right.
I think that's probably one of the biggest dangers that somebody could run into.
Well, that's, I mean, there's dangerous chemicals being used in these salons, and that's what a lot of people don't really think about when they're there. And if you have people who are untrained or just kind of careless, I mean, they can cause real injuries like we see.
Right.
What was the healing process like?
Well, I had 2 skin grafts and
Skin grafts?
Yeah. And a reconstructive surgery, and I still have to get another reconstructive surgery.
And you were 14 at the time, right?
Yeah.
You were a little girl who was like looking forward to like having this kind of grown-up experience.
How much, I mean, when did you realize that something was going wrong?
Well, it felt fine the whole time, and then all of a sudden there was a sharp pain, like a burning feeling, and that's right when I got up and told the hairstylist.
For how long were you sitting there?
It felt about 45 minutes.
That's incredible. Yeah. Your mom is in the audience. Eileen, I mean, as a mom, what's this been like for you?
The whole process was very devastating. To watch your child suffer in the way that she did was a very difficult thing, very difficult.
And your attorney, Brian, is here. Brian, legally, what should people do?
They should pay attention and don't assume that the stylist knows what they're doing, because sometimes they don't, like in this case. This would have been 100% preventable had the stylist simply followed the directions on the product. It said don't use with heat. And then they tried to take a longer process.
Don't use with heat.
Don't use with heat. So she put the product on, and to shorten the process up, put Alexa under the hairdryer.
So they were really just looking to save time by putting it under heat.
And I think that's the key here, the take-home message is you just can't set it and forget it. Hairdressers are people too, and they make mistakes, and you really need to pay attention. And while it's normal for it to be a little tingly and itchy while it's happening, the key to the warning sign to never let go is pain. Mm-hmm. All the people with chemical burns will describe excruciating pain. So that's the time you have to be your own advocate. You can't be shy. You got to speak up and say, I think something's wrong here, and we need to stop this immediately.
I think that's such an important thing to just to repeat, the idea of being your own advocate, because so often when you're in these situations, you sort of feel like, oh, well, they must know what they're doing. Maybe it's supposed to feel like this, but
you can't do your own hair.
Right.
That's one of the things that we just don't do for ourselves. So you trust the person.
If you're sitting there and you're in pain, that's your body
Pain
telling
is a warning
something.
sign that there's something wrong, and you need to say something, because again, they're people, they make mistakes, and you can't just assume that they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So your hair didn't grow back in those
No,
sections?
No.
So you have now permanent damage, basically, from this experience?
Yes.
Wow.
So sorry.
When we heard about this, we wanted to do something to help, we reached out to the Hair Club, and they wanted to offer you 2 years of free biomatrix strand-by-strand treatment, if that's something you'd like to do. It's something that could be helpful. So I hope that helps. I'm so sorry for what you went through. It's unbelievable.